It's Mila Political. I'm Mila. I use she and they pronouns. And today I want to talk about Great Nations Eat. So I'm doing this sort of like what a live stream would be like, but it's not a live stream because I'm not on campus, so I can't live stream. I don't have the internet for that, sadly. But I will make sure to book rooms moving forward so that I can live stream a little bit every week. All right, that's my plan. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's look at this TikTok. All right.
I thought this was a joke. I honestly thought someone was trolling me, but they're not.
No,
I had to go do my own research and I found the video. Brace yourself.
Sie hat nur wenig Zugang zu nahrhaften Lebensmitteln. Ihre schlechte Ernährung kann zu Diabetes, Herzkrankheiten und einer teuren Abhängigkeit vom Staat führen. 49 Millionen Amerikaner leiden unter Lebensmittelunsicherheit. Sie sind hungrig nach mehr als verhältnismäßigen Mahlzeiten. Sie sind hungrig nach einem Wechsel. Amerika braucht unsere Hilfe.
Germany's help now. More people struggle to afford food in America than in Germany. GreatNationsEat.org.
I have no words.
Go check out the full TikTok there and check out this TikToker for more content. But this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. And this is the campaign. And they've been around since March of 2015. All right, I'm gonna follow them now because that's fucking amazing. Great Nations Eat is a new campaign to end hunger in America once and for all. America can't be great on an empty stomach. We will unite and fight to end hunger. Is this an American company or is this actually a German company? I think they were just running ads in Germany, actually. But just the idea that there are ads in other countries to support kids in the US. There are ads in North America to support kids in struggling nations and things like that. I think it's just really great to see this sort of start to flip on its head. This whole dynamic of North America is the pinnacle of prosperity and development, economic superiority and whatever. And now it's but obviously, many of us have known for a long time, many of us who've lived, on the lower end of the class spectrum, known for a very long time that the wealth of a nation does not necessarily translate to the wealth of, the citizen, right? So yeah, so here it is. Here. Anyways, let's keep going. If another country was doing this to our children, we'd be at war. Jeff Bridges. I guess that's not just your opinion, man. It's kind of true, right? Do your grocery stores have similar programs? Free fruit for kids while shopping? Missoula grocery stores give children free fruit as an alternative to junk food. I actually have seen this before in some grocery stores in Canada. I've seen little bananas and oranges with a little sign being like, hey, give your kids a piece of fruit. Food stamp recipients did not cause the financial crisis. President Obama. No, they didn't. I'm assuming that either is talking about the 2008 financial crisis, which was caused by a housing bubble, that a mortgage bubble that burst, just because people started defaulting on their loans, or it means the COVID bubble, or the COVID recession, because that was caused firstly by it's kind of controversial to say that it was caused by some level of like pre-existing movement towards a recession. Some people were calling it before, but like largely the impact now has been because of COVID. Like COVID has halted a lot of economies. You know, giving people food stamps, in fact, is like it's like a band-aid measure. It's not, it's important so people can eat, so people like if you're going to think like a capitalist, food stamps don't actually like equal a financial crisis. They equal people who can actually work more reliably because they're healthy. But who cares about work? We should be aiming for a world without work. That's my attitude. When pregnant moms have SNAP access, it reduces the likelihood of low birth weight by 23%. I don't know what SNAP is. That's an American thing. Early access. Oh, I think that's like, I think that's like similar to like food stamps. 18 percentage points increases in the likelihood of high school graduation if you have early access to SNAP. Yeah, like honestly, like a lot of like poverty leads into a lot of different issues, including, if your family's poor and you get to the age where you can work, you're probably going to drop out of school and go work, right? Even nowadays that happens. It doesn't give you good work. You don't have like long term. You're not going to be able to build a better career because you're going to drop out of high school. But there are also other options. You can end up going to post secondary as a mature student. But like also like malnutrition at a young age can cause like developmental delays and things like that. It can really impact someone's ability to function in a society like the U.S. and Canada, where the expectation is that you have to be able to function as an employee, as a laborer, a worker, whether that's blue collar, doing hard labor, construction, assembly lines, like trash, throwing out trash, all wonderful, all like valid and respectable jobs, or like doing like paper pushing and working for like as a secretary or something, or even like fast food, which like, hey Tim Houston, they're all good jobs. I should bring that up later. Yeah, that was nonsense. Tim, basically the premier of Nova Scotia basically called minimum wage jobs like not real jobs. And he was like, yeah, why would you pay living wage for that? Like people should like those aren't jobs for people who actually want jobs. Like, hello Tim, like have you ever like you're like just a couple months into your term and you're already like messing up. Like you're already saying this. Like not surprised. He's a conservative. He always was a conservative, right? He's definitely a free market capitalist, absolutely. Even though he's like messing around with our like health services and stuff, and I don't think he has like an actual good enough plan for any of it. Anyways, and now he's doing housing stuff, which I don't trust. I don't trust at all. I don't expect it to actually turn out good. But it's better than what our city was doing. I could go on for days about this. Anyways, 63% of people who rely on SNAP are kids, the elderly, and the disabled. Again, like, that's because, like, who works? Who works? The elderly can work and often do, but, like, you're retired. Why would you should be allowed to not work. And, health costs increase quite a bit as we get older. I think it's like past 65, health costs start skyrocketing. So like even if you're working, like the cost of like prescriptions, cost of dental care, eye care, like all these things in Canada, they are still a luxury. We don't have truly universal health care. So like unless they're breaking a bone, they're not like there's like so many more things that start to go wrong with the body as you get older and closer to death. That like there's no way that even a working elderly person can afford all that. So I'm sure the exact same in the US, but worse, because like they got to pay for everything. They got to pay for their entire medical bill, and it's always overpriced. It's always overpriced. And of course, kids can't work and shouldn't work. I know there was some American, like either a senator or like a mayor or something, was basically, I think it's like in New York or something. They're trying to pass a law that will allow parents to okay their kids working, even like I think it's at like 14 years or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like there are people who would absolutely think that kids should just be working, and like I'm not surprised. It's only been what, like, how long has it been since child labor was banned in North America? Like, it can't be more than 100 years, right? Like, maybe 100, maybe 100. And of course, people with disabilities are often like, if you work, you end up with less money than if you don't work, right? Like, if you don't work, you are able to continue to get the money that you need from supports, as opposed to if you do work, then they just assume that you don't need the money because you can afford it. But chances are you're only getting a very low wage job, or you're being paid less than your cohorts, your peers at the same job, because the assumption is you can't do the same amount of labor. But like, who cares? Who cares if you can do the same amount of labor? Like, we're overproducing. Like, Canada and the US overproduce and badly distribute goods like all the time. Like, no, we don't need that much labor. We don't. We can build a world where like people can just relax. Like that is a possibility. SNAP has 96% accuracy rate in providing benefits to low-income people. That's really cool. Anyways, so yeah, this is Great Nations Eat. They just got really cool facts going on, and they're also they have like commercials going out in foreign countries being like, there are hungry children, and just like, in the eyes of an angel, there are hungry children. Come away with me. Right now in the United States of America, who can use your help. In the arms of an... Anyways, nobody needed that. Even like veterans. Okay, an estimated 900,000 veterans and 5,000 active duty military members. All right, hey, everyone in the USA, please look at this. Look at this. All right, look at this. Don't go. The military is supposed to be like, hey, poor people, you will get everything you need if you go and be our war fodder. They can't even do that for like active members. 5,000 active duty military members rely on SNAP in the USA. How has the US population just been gaslit so badly into thinking that they they don't deserve better? Is that what's going on? Like, I don't really get how like anyone would join that military. Like, it's they, how much money does that military get? And there are still 5,000 people, which might sound like a small number, but like the way I'm looking at that is like there's no way that would cost that much more than what feeding the rest of your military already costs, right? To just cover those 5,000. They should also cover the veterans, but 5,000 active duty military members, that's 5,000 people. How does that slip through the cracks? Like, I know how. Like, their military is a complete mess. It's very disorganized. But, like, whatever. nearly half of all people who participate in the SNAP program are kids. That's not surprising. You know, people often, like, when it's themselves, and people are like, oh, I need support, I need help, but I don't really want to go and get, like, welfare, right? Because there's a lot of stigma around welfare. But when it's your kids, you're like, well, I can't say no to that, right? When it's kids and you have to take care of them, you're like, okay, I have to do this. Not only that, but like I would assume that for every parent that is on SNAP, you know, they have like 2 or 3 kids, right? Maybe 1, but the average family, I think, in Canada and the US is like 2.5 or something kids. I don't know. Honestly, this is great. I love this. And yeah, let's go back to oh. Cool. Oh right, the University of Austin. Have you heard about this? All right, the University of Austin. Let's go over this for a minute. Where is it? Right, okay. Okay, so the University of Austin is like a new university. Barry Weiss is like one of the people involved in it. It is unaccredited, no campus, no degrees, run out of one of the houses turned offices that lawyers love in Reno Grande. We do not confer degrees at the moment. There it says, why are you seeking accreditation? This is like from their page. While we believe that the accreditation process is one that needs reform, at this point, it is necessary we seek accreditation for our degrees for our graduates to pursue postgraduate degrees at other universities, professional schools, law schools, and medical schools. So they're gonna be like an undergrad school. Yeah, so like the point of this school is they've noted that the system, the academic system, is broken. Like, obviously, and it's the freedom of speech needs to be brought back. It's the censorship of leftist censorship, liberal censorship. Anyways, it's basically what's going on with the University of Austin. Yeah. We're building a university dedicated to the fearless pursuit of truth. An institution for discovery and exploration where people and ideas will meet. It's called a university, yeah. And we will always remember our shared humanity in the pursuit of the timeless mottos of truth and light and the wind of freedom. This is boring. This is like boring. They're like so bland. Like, oh my gosh. Truth and freedom. Like, what is freedom? You're an academic institution. Like, let's talk free. What does freedom mean? It all begins this coming summer. It all begins this coming summer. We will offer a summer program for college students called Forbidden Courses that invites top students from other universities to join us for a spirited discussion about the most provocative questions that often lead to censorship or self-something. Like what forbidden courses? Because like honestly, like what is forbidden in academia? What is forbidden in academia? Like honestly, like I'm in university, and it's like I'm pretty hard pressed to find anything forbidden. One of my university's faculty some years back brought in a young undergraduate to talk about how pronouns are the. I'm not even gonna say it. They were just being transphobic, but and that was just straight up really like yeah. So the school, there was a big hoofla about it because like I protested it. I directly confronted that speaker about like the stats around like trans oppression and how this is like and our history. Anyways, and so the school brought in someone to talk about freedom of speech, who I also confronted and was like, "Hey, like this is like Proud Boys came to my campus to listen to that talk, not the freedom of speech one, but the other one." Right? Proud Boys came to the campus to listen to this undergraduate talk. There was 2 Proud Boys in the audience, which we now know, thankfully, finally, people realize on a much larger scale that those people are dangerous, especially to trans people and other minorities, right? And I was like there, very, I'm like ridiculous. I'm like gonna get in trouble someday because like, I just like I will put myself in those positions where I could have been like it. I'm likely known by those people now because they saw me be so direct and confrontational, right? That's obviously, honestly, that's not the first time I ran into them either. Yeah, anyways, so I'm like putting myself in danger to confront hate speech on a campus and like what's forbidden. There are some things that should definitely 100% be forbidden, like, you know, Holocaust denial. Don't want to see that on my campus ever. I will like literally like flip my shit if I see that on my campus. I won't though, because like most academics realize that that's not a question, that's not a debate, right? Like some things just aren't debates. Some things are unacademic to discuss. They're not forbidden. You can say them, but you're going to be ridiculed and criticized academically if you say them because they make no sense, right? It's like if you were to go and talk about some wacky conspiracy theory, right? Like if you were to go and promote like Bill Gates conspiracies on campus about computer chips in the vaccines and stuff, like nobody's going to take you seriously. Like that's not censorship, all right? Like that's not forbidden. You are allowed to say it, but you're not going to be taken seriously. It's not about being forbidden, right? Anyway, so that's definitely what this trash fire is all about. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, hey, okay, all right. I'm gonna. I have a failed. Oh, this page doesn't exist. They must have blocked me. That's nice. Anyways, somebody. They basically okay. I don't want to like get too much into this because the recent tragedy that took place with that concert, somebody is like trying to go around saying that it's devil worship and a sacrifice, and that's really messed up. And some people are making really good criticisms of that, and I think it's like important actually to really think about the ways that we talk about and like make fantastic real tragedies in our world. And I think it's like says so much about our world right now that like this is so common. You know, we have COVID and everyone knows so many of the conspiracy theories around that. We have like this recent tragedy with that concert, and like a lot of folks are starting to see some wacky conspiracies, right? Like very much in line with that same same stream of conspiracy theories. And you know, most conspiracy theorists they they will believe other conspiracies really easily, even if they're contradicting their own, like if they have contradictory conspiracy theories. So like the idea is that this was like a satanic ritual, right? And so this person was like commenting that, and like being like, oh, the moment everyone like sees anyone talking about spiritual ritual outside of like something woke people, blah blah blah. And like I looked at their page, and like the second thing they had was someone complaining about Jordan Peterson being ridiculed, even though he's okay with trans people and he just doesn't want people being forced to use singular they at gunpoint. Because that's happening, right? Like you can't legislate people to speak in a certain way. Like we can talk about the legitimacy of the laws of a state that is, colonial. But if we're just talking about the existence of hate speech laws and suggesting that that is like unconstitutional or like unfair, and you should have freedom of speech. Who was it? Voltaire, who said that intolerance was like as bad as like it was like he just said it was like shitty. Like the one person that everyone quotes as being like, I will defend whatever you say to my death. He didn't actually say that. He actually like really thought intolerance was trash. And that's like one of the big names of freedom of speech, was totally down with silencing hate speech. Anyways, you can look that up. I'm not going to look that up right now. But yeah, anyways, so their profile, their Twitter feed just had that like second thing. So I just like, I love whenever I see some sort of like ridiculousness, just go to the person's page, and like usually you can tell pretty quickly if they're being legitimate or if they're some wacky conspiracy theorist or a troll. Definitely was a troll. And they just said, I have a failed YouTube channel. Welcome to my failed YouTube channel. It's Mila Political, a failed YouTube channel. And I dress weird. Oh, you mean I'm dressing feminine and you don't think I should? Okay. Yeah. I understand. Yeah, you have a failed YouTube channel where you dress up in ill-fitting clothes. Whatever gives you a sliver of happiness in your sad life. Does this not fit? I don't know. It seems to fit. It's kind of loose. It's ill-fitting clothes. I am brave. No, I'm foolish. I just put myself in like danger all the time. Yeah, cool. All right. This is like half hour long. I'm just gonna post it as is. Thanks for watching. Thank you to my subscribers, Justine and the Blue Druid, and thank you to everyone who hits the subscribe button, the follow button, and the bell, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so that I can monetize. Because I really need money. I'm like super poor. I'm like broke. Please, I'm living off of student loans. Help me. Also, you can find me on Patreon at Mila Political. You can find me on Ko-fi. That's Kofi. You just Google that and look up Mila Political. I'm gonna link these all down below as well. You can find me on Twitter. I'm on TikTok right now. The Mila Political. I don't know. I might drop that. I don't know. what else am I on? I quit Instagram, and I'm completely off Instagram and Facebook because I'm done with that. So you can't find me there anymore. I quit that social media. I'll do a video about that sometime. It's actually going great. I love being off Instagram and Facebook. And what else? What else? Oh, I'm on Goodreads. You can find me on Goodreads. Mila Political. I think that's it. I'm going to link everything down below. All of it. All of it. All right. Donate to... you should donate to... what was it called? Great Nations Eat. Go donate to Great Nations Eat. Help the kids in America. They need your help. There are children starving in America right now. Malnourished, hungry. They will get diabetes because of the diet that they are forced to eat. This is a humanitarian crisis. And Great Nations Eat can use your help. America needs you. All right. For real. Peace out. All right.